Got the chick, I call it Lola. She feel like the ocean, like to drink and smoke some Doja. And I feel.
Hello guys, it's Cyberking here, and today I'm back to bring you a new video, and today we are looking at a brand new game called Mini Metro. So this game is available on Steam, but right now I am playing a demo version which is available on the internet, and the aim of the game is easy to understand, and I will explain it when I'm playing, while I'm playing, as I'm playing. So basically, the aim of the game is to create lines to transport people, and the people are represented by symbols. So you have circle, triangles, and squares, but you have out on the gameplay that you will see different symbols. So let's start with playing, and I will talk about it throughout the game. So first of all, I have to create a new line, and to do that I have to join each stations together. So that's the first line. As you can see at the top, I can speed up the time, pause it, or just play it normally. So as new station comes on, I'm just joining the line to that station. So obviously this tutorial shows us how to play. So this is the demo version of the game, as I've said at the beginning, but if you buy the game, which is available on Steam, you'll see that there are different maps. So here we go. I started two new lines so that the yellow line don't get busy that easily, but you'll see that throughout the gameplay I've made a lot of changes because I wasn't sure about how to handle it. So you can see that within the trains there are symbols, and so the symbols, the people that travel in the train, their symbol, and they want to get into the symbol, which means when I have a triangle in the train, they want to get to the triangle station. So as you can see, after we've done a week, because obviously it starts from Monday to Sunday, after a week we have the choice to choose between two different things, or it's two different stuff that will help me build the line and improve how trains are running. So on the red line you can see that there's a new station that came up, and it's a unique station. So there's not like, it's unique for the moment on the map. So I need to, if the crowd wants to get there, I need to make this station accessible, because right now I have quite a small map because it's the beginning, but as the time will go on, I will need to make this station accessible for people, which probably means I'll have to get all the lines to go through that station to avoid overcrowding. So the game will be over when one station gets overcrowded. So you will see that I will fail at some point. But the aim when I play the game personally, the aim for me is to get at least 1,000 people, and you can see how many people there are at the top next to the time. So right now you can see again that first is week 3, so I have the choice between tunnels and interchanges. So tunnels, is when we are using tunnels between the sea, or between when I need the line to go through the water, I will say it like that. So this is when we are using the tunnels. But right now I added a carriage on the yellow line because I can see that the line is getting really busy. So is the red line, but the red line is handling the traffic quite well. So I don't hesitate to create new lines to avoid to one help other lines, and two to avoid overcrowding of the station, because I don't want to fail just like right away. I just started, but obviously if you play the game, don't obviously there's different type of gameplay. You can have a rush service, something that never ends. You can have like an objective, like after 1,000 people, like you succeed. It is just different type of way to play the game, which is available on Steam, as I've said at the beginning of the video. But on this version, it's a demo. I am allowed to move the trains around. So if I have a train on the yellow line, I can change it to the blue line or the red line. I'm allowed to do that. On other type of gameplay or other style, you won't be able to do that. So just bear that in mind. I believe the game is quite cheap on Steam, and right now, as I'm playing, the game doesn't have any sounds, but on the Steam version, I believe there are sounds. So I don't know if you can see right now, but I'm changing around the stations and the lines that go through them, because I was not sure of how to deal with them. Like I wanted to save up tunnels, and I wanted to be able to cover many lines or many stations. Sorry. So obviously I had to change things around quite quickly. The game looks simple, but it gets harder and harder as the time goes on. So again, I get in the 4th week, and I get the choice between 2 different things. So I would say the advice for this game, you have to think about like the choices that you make, I will say, because at the end of the week, which is Sunday, you really need to make like the right choice, to between the two things that you get to choose from, because it's important. It will have an impact on the week after. So it's really important to choose and think about how you're gonna handle the new people that will use this service. So if you want to play the demo version of this game, please let me know. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna put the link on the video description, because I tend to forget. But do let me know in the comments if you want to see it. If you want to play the demo, but I advise you to really buy the full version of the game. I don't really know the price right now, but I believe it's quite cheap. It's a cheap game because it doesn't necessarily need much things. So you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it because like the maps that you get is really good. There's the maps that are called like they are, I believe there are maps from like real cities. So you have like the real subway from France, at least the map. But then you are the one making the subway, and the stations are coming randomly. But I will say that the layout, I mean, you should know by now that I'm French, and I've seen the French map, and it really looks similar to the French subway, I will say. And the demo version right now, I'm not sure of what map that is, but So I won't say like what it is because I obviously don't know, but I can tell that it's a real life map. I would say it's not a fictional map. So don't one things I've learned while playing the game and looking at videos of this game. I know Qwerty Afro has done a YouTube series on about like on this game. Um, I've talked about him about Qwerty Afro on my Metro Sim videos. I believe he said do not hesitate to pause the game. So that's something that I do. Now that he said it on his video. So like because he actually helps. He helps you to see where what the lines are doing, where the people want to go, and what lines are getting more busy, and he really helps. When I was playing the game, I actually didn't know the difference. Well, I didn't know what interchange was doing, like because I did play the game before, but I wasn't sure. It was like a long time I didn't play. I know what tunnel is. I don't know what carriage is, but interchange, I was unsure not of what it is, but how to use it effectively. So I used it a bit randomly, I would say. So I probably didn't make the best use of it, and I honestly think that interchange you should use it for like unique stations. I would say right now on the map there's like 3 or 4 unique stations. So this is why the lines are getting busier, because obviously the lines like they're covering a lot of stations, so then they can't have every people, I would say. They can't have a lot of people within the train. So that's why um well I advise when playing the game to create a small line that will cover like I will say 5 stations maximum, because then it can move people around faster. But obviously that's just the game. But if you think about it, in real life you have stations that does that. Like in France you have we call them bus line. So there are lines that cover 2 or 3 stations. Or even in England you have to I would say in London, the Waterloo and City line. As why it only covers 2 or 3 stations, Bank and Waterloo, something like that, because obviously those are stations that get easily overcrowded. So then you need a service that goes quite quickly, from one point to two without any stations in between. It helps people move around more quickly, so that they can avoid overcrowding and problems at stations and stuff like that. So I think that the Green Line is doing this job right now. The job of like a quick service that gets the unique station covered, I would say. It's really a shame that the demo version doesn't have any sounds, but as I've said, in the real version of the game, I believe there are sounds. And the game is cool, I would say. It gets you to think. It really gets you to think. It gets you to think how you're gonna plan things, even though you don't know like what things are gonna come up. So you need to predict stuff, and you need to be able to make any decisions, I would say. Initiative, they would say. But I think that I have handled it like kind of well. Before, when I first started playing this game, I was not understanding, not the aim, but like the people, where did they go and stuff like that. But as I was watching more videos, I was watching how like how people played, I was able to understand like their mentality on how they handle some stuff. So I used that when I was playing it, but I used that like when every time I'm playing this game, like what do I want, or like what should I do, to cover any kind of situations. So no, I would say as I've said, it's a good game. It's not the most like beautiful game like graphically, but it's entertaining, I would say. And I think the developers, they made the game like more entertaining, more engaging on the official game. So it's fun. It's really good fun to play. It's yeah. So right now, I think you've been watching it, and I've been commenting other stuff, like other like random stuff that has happened to me. But obviously, the lines they are building, there's like, I think I reached the maximum lines that I can create, and I mean that's a shame, because obviously I want to create more and more lines, because then it's just easier for me to handle. But I have to do without. I need to think about how I will handle again situations. But the the line is getting busier and busier. As you can see at the top, there's like at least like there's more than 1,000 people traveling in a week. So as I've said at the beginning of the video, my aim was to reach 1,000. But you will see that this when I would say I'm starting to fail is when different stations get overcrowded. So I can't just change or move around one train to a line, because if I do that, the other stations also gets overcrowded. So I mean, I don't know how I could have done things better. But I actually tried my best. So I I did not like I did not stop or pause the game for long and think. Like I think that as more station comes up, there's like different lines that cover like the same station. And honestly, I think I should have just paused the game. Looking back at the video right now, I just think that I should have paused the game and probably like draw the lines, or draw each service individually. It could have probably saved me tunnels, and it could have been like a more effective service. Because looking at it now, I feel like the trains are covering the same stations over and over again, and so they can't carry on, they can't move on, because they have to stop at every station, even though there's at least one service at that station. So it's like a waste of time. But obviously I didn't get no choice I did get a choice, but I didn't pause the game when I was doing it. It's not frustrating, because as I said, it gets harder and harder. But at least I've been to 10 weeks. 10 weeks, I think, is probably my best score. So yeah. No, as you can see, there's like different stations that get busier. So I'm looking down at the dashboard. I actually don't know what to do, what to put the trains for what line, and it's a bit random, a lot random. But you can see now the yellow station, the circle station on the yellow line just get busier and busier, and you will see that I will fail because of that station. If it wasn't that, it would have been either the green station or the red station. So exactly, game over. Overcrowding. But thank you guys for watching, and I should see you guys on the next video. Make sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. So goodbye.